Nah, my futon, hold it up and smoke it. Transgression, a progression of a war we ain't asked for. Transgression, a progression of a war we ain't asked for. It's madness, yo. All the things that we could talk about.
Call it.
But let's talk about these urban circumstances real quick.
And basically, it's
we got this.
So,
Revolution.
Winner of frosty hand. Muhammad is the fame's name, forever stand.
Standing on royal fusing of justice for the few, ridiculed by the pale terrorists bent on genocidal obsession, rooted in fear of neglection and abandonment, fueled by nightmares of ancestors' jealousy.
because at the end of the day, I still want to be able to I don't dislike George Washington.
The kind of friends I think all friends should be like my friends. My friends are the kind of friends I think everyone needs. My friends see the things at times I don't see. My friends hate the police.
What has changed?
Are deemed the criminals, and the blacks are deemed the criminals.
Shut up and help.
Reflection ain't nothing but the inner child trying to see you. You gonna look? You gonna pick up that book?
Lord, keep me far from the faith. Guide me through night and day. Teach me your ways. Show me the righteous way to sway. Lord, can you teach me, please? Show me the way, I'd say.
Grand risings, grand risings, grand risings. And welcome back to another episode of The Urban Conservative with Chaz Neal. We're excited to have you join us on this journey of thoughtful discourse and community engagement. The Urban Conservative is proudly sponsored by the Leon Block Network, an organization committed to promoting transparency, truth, and accountability in our media landscape. Here at the Urban Conservative, our mission remains steadfast: to bring you the latest news directly from the streets, addressing critical topics such as gun violence, crime, politics, and perhaps most importantly, exploring solutions to the profound challenges our communities face. As we embark on this third season, the focus is clear. It's time to actively contribute to the transformation of our communities for the better. How can we achieve this? The answer lies in a multifaceted approach that starts with reconnecting with our core family values. Strengthening our sense of community is paramount, fostering bonds that transcend the barriers that often divide us. Moreover, it involves embracing our foundational roots, recognizing the historical and cultural threads that weave through the fabric of our society. We are calling for more than words. We seek action. It's a plea to move beyond mere rhetoric and engage in tangible, impactful initiatives that contribute to positive change. The time for empty words has passed. Now more than ever, we need to put our convictions into action. Together, united by a common purpose, we can make a substantial and lasting difference in the well-being of our communities. So join us on this journey as we explore not only the challenges, but also the opportunities for growth and progress. Together, let's turn our shared vision for stronger, safer, and more connected communities into a reality. Thank you for being a part of the Urban Conservative with Chaz Neal, a platform dedicated to fostering change and making a positive impact on the world around us. Shut up and help. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Today, I'm going to talk about something that I feel needs to be talked about because our politicians aren't really talking about it, and mainstream media isn't talking about it. And then when it is talked about, it's often talked about in disrespectful ways. And people seem to not be able to have that peaceful, respectful discourse when it comes to talking about the interplay of immigration, right, and socioeconomic, and what happens in the Black community. And I don't think people really understand what all of that, what that means. And it's sad to see that we don't see those, um, and it's because we're undereducated is the reason why we don't see um, the interplay of immigration and socioeconomic realities for Black Americans, because it's written into various things. And over the last couple days, there's been numerous videos coming out of different places from New York, Chicago. There's also been reports coming out of Texas, Arizona, that there is over 20,000 migrants on their way to Minneapolis in the next couple of months. We've already received over 8,000 migrants since July. And I know we don't see the everyday videos like I'm going to show you here in a minute. You don't see the videos that are coming out of like New York, Chicago, just even last night. And that's what I'm about to show you. There was a mother who got an email from the school saying that they were going to distant learning. She couldn't believe the reasoning. So she went down to the school, and what you're about to see, and this is, I don't want people to be like, oh man, you just don't like people. No, what I want people to understand is that we're being replaced, nigga. That's what I want people to understand. We're being replaced, nigga. That's what's going on. And the more that we sit here and we vote for people that say they're for us, but they really not for us. And that's the sad part about all this. So let me be quiet. Because this is New York. This is James Madison High School in New York. They brought almost 2,000 homeless migrants there to the school last night. And I'm going to show you another video. This is them coming into the school because I wanted people to see this. We always see and hear, but it's always, I mean, we always, not say see, but to put things in perspective and to understand that this is where our tax-paying dollars are going. You know what I'm saying? We can't even take care of our own people, and yet, I've never seen a city entity do the things that they're doing for these migrants that they're doing for Americans, regardless if you're a Black American, if you're a white American, if you're a Native American, they don't do these things for us. I agree with that, Robert. Definitely agree with that, Robert. People are waking up, and we need to wake up. We need to understand that there is more at play. And I'm not telling people to go out there and vote Republican. That's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying. I'm not telling you, because they're both the same coin. You're not getting anything different. You're just getting it heads or tails. You're not getting, I've thought about this, and I'm going to talk about this after this video plays. But when it comes to elections and it comes to the presidential, what I'm going to give my thoughts on that, because I think I'm just going to wait. Those are school buses that our kids go on to school, that are now bringing people from place to place. And all that security. Look at all that taxpayer dollars. That's what I don't understand. If that isn't the most realest thing that you can honestly see. Welcome to James Madison High School. And what do you see? Homeless people going in. Mind blowing. Truly, truly mind blowing. Mind blowing. And, it really trips me out because all they were doing is replacing us. And that's the most saddest. And when I say replacing, I mean Black Americans. I think it was always, and we're going to talk about how it's designed that way, because you have these liberal cities, right? They talk about they're progressive. And what trips me out is we're in 2024 and I see city councils passing ceasefire resolutions for another whole part of the world, right? But we can't even take care of Black people here in America who are being hung every day, who are being lynched, who are being killed by police, who are being wrongfully incarcerated, right? But yet we will literally do things, give money and all types of resources to help them, but we won't even help the genocide, the whitewashing of Black America. And I mean that in so many aspects, from culturally to historically. I mean that through all realms of entertainment, from our music to movies, everything. Everything. They don't want to hear the truth. They don't want to hear the truth. They don't want to hear. They want that L Sharpton, and that's what trips me out, because I don't understand it. Negroes will go harder for other people than we'll go harder for our own people. That's what I don't understand. Again, I'm not telling people to go vote Republican, because that's what I'm going to get into, some more of in this, is that because, I'm not going to lie, there's been a lot of, Republicans that are Black Republicans that are talking about what's going on. And in these sanctuary cities, these sanctuary states. And here's another good example of what. See, I'm not going to say that they're doing this. I do believe to a degree it's being done. But listen to what.
And from Brooklyn, New York, we have a diaspora that can absorb a significant number of these migrants. And that when I hear colleagues talk about the doors of the inn being closed, no room in the inn, I'm saying, I need more people in my district, but just for redistricting purposes, and those members could clearly fit here. And from Brooklyn, New York, we have.
So she's saying she would love to take the migrants for simply redistricting reasons. Redistricting sounds like what the Democrats here are thinking. New York Congresswoman Clark saying the quiet part out loud about the border. I need more people in my district just for redistricting purposes. That's not. They're trying to replace us. And what's crazy is you literally have. Hold on, let me get to that other. Because I wanted to show you guys that other video too, of the mother. Here it is right here. So this is about 45 seconds.
Why not? I gotta see where my tax dollars are going.
All right. No, I definitely agree, Robert. That it does matter.
Hold on.
Yeah, and they were sitting there telling the lady not to film anymore. And it's crazy to me is because why don't they want us to see these type of things? That's what I want, makes me understand why they don't want us to see those type of things, right? Why? Why? Why don't they want us to see those types of things?
They rock with who they rock with, and it's a consortium. They rock with who they rock with, and they don't with who they don't. But I'm not scared of being the competition any more than you were when you lined up across from a superior team. Yeah, on paper, they're a better team.
Right.
They have all the assets and resources, and we don't. But let us get on the line, boy, and see if that factors in. I guarantee you it won't.
Wow.
You know, he makes very good points because, you know, I feel this all the time, especially when it comes into the movement, is that, yeah, they have all the resources. They have, on paper, they look very good, but let's line up. Let's have a debate, which them people are scared of. They're scared of, man, and that's the one thing that really trips me out about all of this, right? Is, and I'll stand on that, is that none of these people, I'm talking about the Nakimas, the St. Morrisons, any activist, right? Democratic, liberal, whatever they think they are, my son, the general, I will mop them, Sir Major, and literally show them that all they are is a gatekeeper, and you're a puppet. You're a puppet. That's it. And it's no, you know, to be honest, it's no different even on the Republican side with AK Kamara, with and that's what's crazy to me, because to me it's a deflect and distract, because we literally have celebrities, right? Political celebrities going back and forth on Twitter, going back and trying to talk about turn Chicago red. It's already red from the blood of Black Americans. Either from gun violence, either from the police department. How much more red does it need to be? That's what I don't understand. It's not about changing Chicago red or blue. It's about changing Chicago where they're focused on the people. The same thing in Minneapolis. I don't care about what political state it is. I care about if we care about the people. I care if we care about Minnesotans. That's what I care about. And we don't right now. We care more about reps who can rap. We care about being having the most diverse council. Or having the most immigration laws. But then when it comes to the bad side, against Blacks, we have the worst racial disparities in education, wealth, in our judicial system, and yet we still ain't even fighting for us. We're not even fighting for us. So I want people to just pay attention. And I'm not saying I'm just telling you, do your research, right? I'm not saying that any of these people are good people. I'm not saying that they're bad people. I don't even know some of them, right? All I know is them by their work. That's all I know. That's all I know them by is their work. I don't know anything else. Some of them I know personally that I call out, but there's a lot that I don't know. I don't know them. What I know is their work. just like this lady right here. I don't know her, but this to me is dog whistling. This here is literally, yeah. Oh yeah, no, I know. That's what's crazy, and people don't even see it. It's sad, and that's what I'm about to get into right now. Is I'm gonna show the cities. So yesterday, if you weren't on Twitter, I shared a space where you had Isaiah Washington and Mark Carter explaining what Cities for Action is. And I want to get into, first of all, I want to show where these cities are. And if you look at these cities, they're 9 times out of 10, most of them are sanctuary cities. But here is so if we go in a little bit closer, here is the station. Pretty good. So if y'all can see that, we'll focus it right there. And whoops. Okay, just want to make sure I was sharing the right tab. You see Minneapolis, St. Paul, you see Wisconsin. So look, all of these, right? And then you look at over at the East Coast. How are we not about to have an influx of migrant? Look at Cali. But you see, look at these states. Why don't they have any? Why don't they have any cities for action in there? Makes you think. South Dakota, North Dakota, Montana. Because you see, look at all these mayors. Albany, New York, New Mexico. And what trips me out is I looked at some of these cities, right, that have some of the worst police departments in America, right? Because we see, let me see, they had a Jackson, Mississippi dude on there. I forget his name, but we're gonna go through it. So you got Andrew Dickens, who right now in Atlanta, Georgia, Stop Cop City, right? That's what's crazy to me, because we're more focused on other things than what has actually happened to Black America, because it's a deflect and distract. And that's what bugs me the most is, like, if people were really about Black Lives Matter, why aren't you out here calling this out? Why aren't you? If Black lives really matter and it was about prospering and empowering future Black generations, why wouldn't you be out here calling this out? It really makes me wonder. And a lot of these people are so-called Black, but they're shills in a system. That's what they are. They're shills in a system. So we got Boise, Idaho, Carmel, Indiana, Champaign, Illinois, Boston. I'm going to try to get to Jackson, Mississippi, Columbus, Ohio, Dayton, Ohio, Denver, Colorado, Des Moines, Iowa, Detroit, Michigan, Evanston, Illinois. And what's crazy is, and I don't dislike these people. I really don't. But what we got to understand is that this legislation and then about immigration, it makes it harder on, and I'm not just even talking about Black people, because I'm talking about poor people. And it makes it harder because, like Jacob Prey, it makes it where, we sitting here fighting for, a reasonable living wage, at work. And then when you have people coming in from other countries just freely without, no process, able to get, a job, able to get a driver's license, able to get Section 8, government help, How does that help us when we literally have people coming out of prison that were working for 25 cents an hour? But yet, you want to make it where migrants can come over here and just work because you know they'll work for a cheaper wage, and make it harder for the people that actually are Americans, but because you know they'll work for a cheaper wage. Because at the end of the day, we know what it takes and costs to live in America, where these people come over here and they don't understand it. So when they see Section 8, when they see their our food stamp system, or our WIC, or our cash benefits, of course people are going to take advantage of it, because we have some of the best systems in the world. But they give it out freely because there's no regulations. People use it freely, right? I remember back in the day in Chicago, and they used to have signs and tell people to come to move to Minnesota because of our welfare system. Because Minnesota's got one of the best welfare systems in America. The more kids you have, the more money you get. But over 200 mayors of these liberal ass cities. And of course, how does that help us? How does that help us? It doesn't, because we get incarcerated more, we're homeless more, and yet they don't do nothing for us. Pro-immigration, and that's crazy. I stand with my peers. Wow. About us. Cities for Action is a coalition of nearly 180 U.S. mayors and county executives advocating for pro-immigration federal policies and launching initiative inclusive programs and policies at the local level. Now, this is the problem for me, because they want to make it where they can vote. They want to make it where, but see, at a local level, and it's not going to so much have anything to do with, presidential elections, because that's federal. But when it comes to state elections, they're going to be able to have the right to vote. And that, to me, is an issue, because we're literally having people come over here and changing our policies and voting for things that we have fought for years. For years. And I think people really need to fully understand that, because they're only just changing laws in Minnesota now of where, you can't get your license revoked because of child support or suspended, or different things. You think they're really doing that for us? You think they're really doing that for us? No, they're not doing that for us. Let me see if I can pull this up. This, because I want you guys to. There was supposed to be a space that came on. I'm going to see if I can find it. Here it is, right here. Today at 9. Oh, they didn't. Huh. Guess they didn't go live. Set a reminder. I guess it's live right now. So we're going to listen. If I can. Oh, what the hell is going on? I thought we were listening. I guess maybe we can't. Hold on. Let me see if I can do this one more time. It was Mark's space. Yeah. Okay, hold on. All right, here we go. I got it now. But why isn't it? Oh, wow. How do I change this? Because he's speaking. Damn. Let me see if I can. Let's see if I can pull it up.
In Ukraine, the people in Minnesota are pushing back against that now. They're trying to keep this state flag as it was. These people are not coming here to integrate into American society and become Americans. They're coming here to take the country. They're coming here to take the country. So, and because this is an international effort, I know that us as Black folks, we've had our differences with our with the others who historically have lined against us here in America. But the thing about it is that the bottom line, if they're patriots, if they're Americans, then they need to join us in preserving America. Then we can get back to the business as usual stuff. But it's going to
No, what? You guys hear this? Yeah, no, I think I got it now. All right, now I got it.
of America. We have to stave off this
So this is the space that we're in right here.
invasion, and that requires all patriots hands on deck. So I agree with you 100%. And just to take it a little bit further, it's going to require all hands on deck. If you're a patriot, then you need to be about the business of protecting and preserving America.
Hey, Jamal, Chris, also, anybody that want to connect with us, DM me your contact or something, and Denmark and April, get us your information so we can know how to who really about this life, right? Because you really ain't got no choice. I mean, it's just the writing is on the wall. The examples have been given. We have been awakened, thanks God, to the ancestors 2020 when they sent us all in the house and we ain't have no choice but to fucking listen to the vibrations of the world. And when we did, we were shocked how fucked up shit was, right? But it was a great wake-up call because we are here where we are today doing what we normally do, right? So y'all make sure you inbox, DM me or DeMarc or April your information because this is that's where we at and we got to do it. Anybody else want to say something? I love your spirit, by the way, Chris. Go ahead. Is that Sophia? I can't see the whole name. Go ahead, Sophia.
Thank you so much for allowing me to pick up a mic. Hey, Chris, how you doing? Derek, I believe Derek Gibson, he might have stepped down. He invited me to the space, and I'm just passing on information that's vital. Scott Pressler, he has early vote action, and he is grassroots, and he's been going across America for the longest time, trying to get people registered to vote. And I'm originally, from the Bronx, so I'm just saying that grassroots, and you're right, I'll be, to step outside just to digress for a second, when they were talking about the replacement theory, the Democrats went right in immediately to discount that and say, oh, it's a right-wing thing. It's, it's about a bunch of racists trying to, say that immigrants coming in to replace y'all. That's, that's just xenophobic. It was bullshit. Replacement theory has been happening. And understand the perspective of what it meant when the Irish started coming over, when it meant when, they started bringing in a lot of Africans, especially in Minnesota. You have Iman representing Minnesota like she ain't got a lick of American in her. All she got is America in her is a piece of paper. There is no nationalism in her. And that's the biggest problem, is because these non-American nationalists that are coming in and capitalizing off of what's here are running Democrat. Our Tangente is, Democrat, even about Barack Obama. These are not foundational Black Americans. And that is something that I've been looking at and saying, well, hey, who's been lifting them up? Who's been allowing them to take that position? Who's been replacing? Who's been doing the replacing? And that's the whole thing, is that if we're looking and we're saying, look, we're not trying to have anybody replaced. We welcome y'all in as long as you respect the foundation of this country and you understand that without the foundation of this country, you can't stand. So I'm 100% with it. And I'm saying that with Scott, the way that he's going, it's what's necessary. It's what's necessary, because all of what they say of the people that are red are xenophobic from its founding. And the Republicans, absolutely, they need to turn their head and start recognizing the harm that was caused when President Johnson did what he did with the special. Like, it's a lot to be said for where the Republicans need to change their perspective. And the only way that the Republicans are going to do that is if the foundation of Black Americans get up, vote, get in the precincts, get people registered to vote, get that advocacy and that representation that you deserve.
Right.
Get people to run, get kids to start hearing it out, get them to start looking towards running. It can be yours. Anything can be yours. At least the representation in your state, that definitely can be yours. In your community, that definitely can be yours. And turning Chicago red will require everyone, setting aside what the interest that will affect you directly. I 100% say don't lose sight of that, because once these people get into office, you got to hold them accountable. But if you're looking to do grassroots and get somebody out there to support you, I'm suggesting to the host and co-host and anyone else, holler at Scott Pressler. He's been doing the work for the longest time. He's definitely about that life. He's real. He's someone that I was able to link up with, and I'm getting ready to start doing what I got to do, because I'm just trying to put the people first. I'm trying to put America first. I'm trying to do what we got to do in order to look out for us. So I really do appreciate you allowing me to pick up a mic. And again, I thank Derek for inviting me to, come in and say something. But host, co-host, please look up Scott, holler at him, have him come out there, get people registered to vote, because people gonna show up at the ballot, not be registered, and go loose. They gonna bug the fuck out. Excuse my language, but they gotta know that they have to be registered in order to cast that ballot, because just being American and have an ID, you gotta be registered. They're gonna hold that line, and depending on your state, if they don't allow for people to, vote that day by affidavit, that's gonna have a lot of people pissed off because they're looking to be represented. Thank you so very much.
Hey, Sophia, could you put his link in our DM?
No, I have the information. So we talked the other day. That's why I want to come in and say that we talked the other day, and I said to Scott that not just here in Chicago, but across the country, we need to put PACs in place. Y'all need to put a PAC in place in every, well, let me say it different. We need to put PACs in every city, county, and state that we're in across the country. Even though we're saying turn Chicago red, we must do this across the country. We must flip America red, right? We must flip America red because we see that the Democrats don't have enough sense to save themselves. And so we have to save ourselves along with them. They've lost their minds. And so I talked to Scott Pressler. We're going to do a lot of work together along with some other people. And just as we're raising money for Chicago, we're gonna make sure that you all have access to raising that same money for your cities, counties, and states. This is a group effort. This is us. It's all about us as Americans here in the United States of America, right? And so we're saying to the Trump campaign, we're saying to the Republican Party, and those who are conscious, send those resources to these cities where we are. We're going to flip this thing. We're going to stop this invasion. We're not going to allow the Democratic Party to bring in our replacements. They're talking about somebody just brought it up. I heard y'all when I was walking to the car talking about replacement theory. Look, it's a replacement fact when it comes to immigration, and Democrats are funding it.
So
absolutely. So that
we're going to leave off right there. And because there was some great points that were brought up, and I want to talk about that because I live in a state, in an area that is about to be like Chicago, be like New York, and have an influx of migrants coming in, right? We have a presidential election coming up. Are they going to take us serious? That's one thing that I think about because, I've seen it for myself from working the last governor race with Republicans and with Congressional District number 5. With CC Davis. And I don't feel like even the candidates they're trying to put in front of us right now are connected to the Black community. They're more connected to an establishment than they are connected to, let's say, the people. And I don't think we're going to be able to turn America red. We're not going to be able to turn Chicago red if we still have these same gimmick mouthpieces that come up there and talk, because a lot of that you're not going to sway some people. We're trying to get people to flip. So how do you do that? Because you have to do that with resources, right? You got it, because on paper, you look at on paper, Democrats always financially sit better than Republicans, especially in Minnesota. So if you don't have those same resources, if you don't have that same intangibles that they have, which we don't, then how do you win, right? How do you win people over when you can't give them, you know, you can't give them what the Democrats are giving them. You know, you can't give them the Section 8. You can't without, you know, because when you talk about taking that away, they get scared. You know, they're scared that they're going to lose their housing, or they're scared they're going to lose their benefits. But at the end of the day, when it's all about, you know, it's not going to happen overnight. We have to rewrite policies to be self-sufficient, to reward self-sufficiency, to reward independence. And that takes time. That takes, you know, shifting some seats. That takes educating people. So I don't want people to be, you know, scared and think that, oh, if we vote red, you know, we're going to get all these, you know, no, that's not how it's going to go down. And that's why I say, if we're going to vote red, if we're going to vote Republican, the Republicans in these areas have to come and talk to the people. You have to come meet us where we're at. Because I'm not going out to Maple Grove anymore. I'm not going out to St. Louis Park to meet y'all, where the problem is actually in our communities and not yours. So we need people that understand, and we need people that are actually going to go up there and write policies that empower and embetter Black people, not to make it harder on us. I want people to understand that. You know, so when it is, if that's what we're doing, if this is what Black America is doing, right? If we're all lies will be exposed and we're shifting red, how do we do that? How do we do that? Because I can't stand with people that won't call out their people, right? How can I stand behind a U.S. senator that won't call out police officers? How am I going to be able to stand with people that can't call out the injustices, that can't call out the Daniel Camerons? You know what I'm saying? Because I deal with that enough with the Democrats. They won't call out Keith Ellison. They won't call out Amy Klobuchar. They won't call out the problems because they're part of the problem. And that's what's crazy to me. That's what's crazy to me. We will literally look the other way, all because we're getting a paycheck. All because we're getting a paycheck. You know what? You do got a point, Robert. I do. You know what's crazy? And what's crazy is I did literally have Ventura in the back of my head, because I do forget about Ventura. I do forget about Jesse. And you're right. Go after the independents. There's many that won't vote red. More registered independents than people think. We can rise up together, pride in who we are, and succeed together. The red is control tool. They're all, you know, to be honest, you know, I sit there and I've been thinking about, like I said I was going to talk about the presidential election. So I'm going to talk about it now. You know, to me, it doesn't, at the end of the day, I sit there and I think about it, right? Because there's an individual that I know, Andy Williams, who is running for president as an independent. And, you know, when I bring him up to people, they'll be like, oh, well, voting for him just takes my vote away. Damn, is that how you really feel? Like, or is that how that's what they tell you, that you're just losing, you're just throwing your vote away by voting for somebody that isn't in those two powerful political parties? And that's not how democracy was built. I think we've gotten so far about more into popularity than actual policy and people, because we care about who gets who has the most followers, who has the most likes, who has the most, shares. You know, what about who helps the people? We always vote. That's what's crazy to me, because we vote for people that want to see us not do good. We vote for people that want to see us harmed. We vote for people that just that don't care when there's injustices happening, because at the end of the day, it's not happening to them. And they look the other way. I can say that for a lot right now, because all I see right now in this political atmosphere, in this political realm right now, regardless if it's on Twitter, regardless if it's on YouTube, if it's podcasts, Twitter Spaces, whatever, all you hear is people talking about is the dominant two political parties. You don't actually hear people talking about solutions. You don't hear these celebrities calling out. That's the crazy part for me is somebody asked me, they said, Chaz, if you think explain to me how you think I'm a gatekeeper. And I'm going to end it on this note right here, right? Because this is probably going to take about 4 or 5 minutes. They asked me how I seen them as a gatekeeper. I said, well, that's easy. I said, look at the people that you help, and then the people who have went to you for help and how you help them. Just look at that. I said, because the people that call out the people that help you, you don't help them. But the people that sit there and back up those people that you help them. How is that not gatekeeping? Right? I've literally been in situations where I'm in meetings, and this is the crazy, because people call me a hater. I've never gone into a meeting and brought up somebody else's name, because to me, I don't see them as a competitor. They're not I don't see them as competition. So I've never gone into these private meetings and through Lisa Clemens or Elle Flowers or Jerry McAfee or Terhern Pollard. I've never gone into meetings and threw them under the bus and said, oh, you know what? I've never done that. But they've done that to me. They've done that to Marcus. They've done that to so many others. So how is that not gatekeeping? When this is supposed to be working in working in unity. Because that's what happens. We literally gatekeep each other, and people want to talk about racism. To me, honestly, racism isn't even really the issue anymore. We have so many others. We have rankism, we have classism, we have ageism, we have colorism, we have genderism. Come on now, because literally that's what I see even on, I see that, and I say this myself, that year 2024 is the year of the truth. All right. You do right. That 2024 was going to be year of the truth. And I don't think people really want the truth. I'm going to be honest, because, you go back into a historical context of everything that's happening, and you can literally line it up to where we can see why we're having the issues that we're having. And it has to do with wordplay. It has to do with word salad, especially directly, because of the simple fact that words evolve and we haven't caught up with the words, or the words have left us behind. And I don't like that. I don't appreciate it. And that, for me, is an issue. We allow, people have gotten more comfortable just being comfortable with uncomfortableness instead of calling it out. They're comfortable with, people sitting behind bars and doing time because it's not them. It's not their family member. 215 bodies were found in Mississippi jail. 215. James Cooper, Rasheem Carter. They said they killed themselves. That's not what the evidence shows. So many wrongfully incarcerated people locked up who the evidence shows that they're innocent. And because our Supreme Court doesn't see innocence as a reason to overturn or the conviction, we have people that are doing time behind bars and are innocent. Lincoln Caldwell, Timothy Magruder, Robert Davis. Or we have people that are get caught with a little dope and be having large ass bails, but yet we have politicians that were having orgies with underage girls. We have Hollywood execs, entertainers that were having orgies with underage girls. And that's the shit that we're worried about. People worried about a list. How about the blackmail book and videos that man had, the pictures? How about we release that shit? And if not even releasing them, tell us who was in them. Who did he have? Release the file names. Fuck all of the I'm not saying the court dockets, the court transcripts. We want that too, right? Because I get tired of hearing about, these people are sickos, but yet they're still out here on the streets running free, while there's innocent people that didn't do anything that are locked up behind bars. So I want people to really think about that. And as we go into this Wednesday, the rest of this Wednesday, to really think about that, what is accountability? What is justice? Because I don't see justice out here in these streets. I don't see accountability out here in these streets. I don't see transparency out here in these streets. What I see is a lot of misconfusion, blinded people, undereducated. And we got to fix that. Because when we know better, we do better. So with that being said, y'all have a great Wednesday. A great Wednesday. Happy hump day. We'll be back tomorrow. Same time, same place. Be there, be square. Win or fail, freedom or jail. Heaven or hell. Wish me well. Y'all have a great, I can never find the outro. Y'all have a great one.
Every day, fighting for my life. Every day, fighting for my life. Fighting for my life. Fighting for my bread. Grew from the seed you thought was rot. I think not. Fire bred desire to rise above denial. To rise from former ashes to face new trials. Trial for my triumph. I am enough. Trial